It is the two semi-finals, the big ties of the day. Host nation Egypt go first against defending champions Senegal, and then tournament debutants Mauritania take on a Moroccan side looking to finally get over the line at the semi-final stage and reach the final. And of course, it's not just about reaching the final, it is about booking a beach soccer World Cup place in the Seychelles next May, the automatic prize for whoever makes it to Saturday's grand finale. Saturday will also have the third place playoff between the losing semi-finalists, but none of them want to think about that right now. And what a day we have in store today.
Yeah, massive games so far, and talking about the teams that would make it to the final. Senegal would be playing against Egypt. That is a massive game for them. They started the game not so good, but they've already bounced back, winning their back-to-back games after that defeat to Mauritania. Also for the Egyptian side, they've won their 3 games, and that happens to be a massive achievement, massive performance for them, winning against the almighty Morocco in their last match. Egypt happened to be the only team that has gotten straight 9 points, and that happened to be a very, very good performance so far for them. In the other semi-final, we also have Morocco playing against first-timer Mauritania. It's also a very, very big battle because Mauritania are ready to win anything.
As we see the team news, just the one change for Malawi. Dala Simba booked last time out, not in the squad. Arnold Lasteni comes in. He's been an impressive performer for Malawi, the 27-year-old. As Tanzania, 2 changes to the side that were beaten 10-3 by Ghana's Black Sharks in their final Group A game. Coming into the side, goalkeeper Max Siddiqui and the forward Abdul Rahim Balsi, and dropping to the bench, goalkeeper Derek Kanyana and Good Luck Gama as well. Well, we're just moments away from the final game for these sides. Tanzania have played had one extra day, as it were, to play their games, having started on day 1 of the competition on Saturday. Malawi were in action on Sunday.
It's kickoff time.
And this is their 4th game in 5 days as Jareth Juma, the Tanzanian coach, player coach and captain, tries to put his side onto the board. Well, they've scored 3 goals in every one of their games. Tanzania, they might hope to go a little better today against the weakest side they will meet in the competition. Good strike coming in early. Not too many spectators inside the Hurghada Beach Soccer Stadium as at present, but it fills up during the day. This match being played at midday local time. And the wind, for once, Abu Aziz, is not quite as strong as it has been in recent days when we struggled to hold on to our notes and it was very blustery and you could see the flags almost starch-like.
Yeah, it's still very, very sunny right now, and I expect the breeze to start blowing any moment from now, maybe towards the third game of the day. So it's still very, very early.
Jareth Juma with an early strike. Clearance bouncing right in front of the referees. Siddiqui has a go from distance. If you're new to beach soccer, a reminder that there are differing rules to the 11-a-side game. Three periods of 12 minutes with a 3-minute break between matches. Striker goal from Ismail Gambo, whose only strike of the tournament came on match day 2 against Egypt, the 28-year-old. Kajamu up to Oblen Nkumbula, who twists and turns. Well, they're going to miss Dala Simba today, aren't they? The forward for Malawi. but Arnold Lasteni not a bad man to bring into the side.
Yeah, a very, very good player. He complements the efforts of Usi so well, and that has been helping the team. And it's also good to see them try some other player that hasn't gotten some minutes. So we also would like to see what Usi would still continue doing, just like he has been doing when the tournament started. So sometimes a player doesn't play doesn't mean the other players should not play. This is time for every player in the team to showcase why they are brought to this tournament.
Sandram Usi, 4 goals last time around against Mauritania in a game featuring 17. Malawi scoring 6. Usi steps up to strike, but that just flies harmlessly wide of Siddiqui's goal. Siddiqui looking forward. Nice turn this from Bausi. Usi doesn't just score goals but defends well as well, reads the danger. And Isaac Kijamu, the Malawian skipper, played into Lasteni. He's got a strike on him, has Kijamu, but that wasn't one of them.
Yeah, it wasn't. It is a good intention, but execution sometimes doesn't just work that way. So he needs to do more if he wants to get that goal.
Strikeout goal, low and hard for Musi. He ruffles his head in frustration at the fact that that went off target because he was given time and space, and we've seen before just what a sweet striker of the ball he is, the 27-year-old. Bausi into Sood. Sood just leaning back and just floats that over, and Justine Benongwe, the 29-year-old goalkeeper for Malawi, will play it up to Kijamu, into Nkumbula, back to Kijamu, strike a goal from Kijamu but wide of the post. Yeah,
that's a good well-worked strike from the Malawians. So far so good. I think they've been taking the game to the Tanzanians, and in 2021 the Malawians, they won against the Tanzanians, so they would surely want to do that again today.
Well, Jareth Juma is off, and on comes Good Luck Gamma. He turned 26 earlier in the tournament. Plays with Mkwajuni back home in Tanzania. Malawi, meanwhile, the only country here that is landlocked, and so plays its football around the shores of Lake Malawi as Siddiqui looks forward to Bausi. Usi. Always worth keeping an eye on him. Nice ball across to Kijamu on the volley, and he can't get the connection right, and it stays goalless.
I think that was a massive pass from Usi. Usi happens to be a revelation of this tournament so far. He has been doing extremely well for himself. He has been doing so well for his country, and for a defender that has gotten 6 goals in this tournament so far, it happens to be one great feat for him. He should be proud of himself. A very, very energetic defender that is also a good player when going forward. So I think Usi so far happened to be a player that I would really want to see in the next tournament.
Striker goal comes in off target from Siddiqui. Bausi just a few moments ago close to opening the scoring in this 7th placed playoff. Forward to Nkumbula for Malawi. Back to Kijamu. And then he does find the back of the net. Isaac Kijamu, his 3rd goal of the tournament, gives Malawi the lead in this game, and it just bounced high up off the sound, which is a common feature of beach soccer, leaving Siddiqui with no chance, and Malawi lead as we approach the midway point of the first period.
Yeah, that's a massive goal from Kijamu, a defender's goal, a leader's goal. He has put his team in front, and this is what you need from your captain. This is what you need from your leader. So far, so good for a defender getting 3 goals in this tournament. It shows that he's not just a leader, but a leader with quality.
Well, the 2 top scorers for the Malawian team are both defenders. Usi on 6 and Kijamu now on 3. Dalla Simba, the only other man to score, is not playing today. And he's got the 2 goals. So there's a real reliance on the men at the back. If Malawi could find some forwards who could score goals, that there'll be a different proposition.
Exactly. They need players that could complement the efforts of Kajamu, the efforts of Usi, the efforts of Simba. And sometimes in a beach soccer game, when the strikers are being man-marked, you need those defenders that knows how to shoot well, that has this accuracy in them to be able to get those goals. And that is what Usi and Kajamu has been doing for the Malawian side.
The thoughts of Abu Aziz, the former Nigeria international. 3 World Cups under the Nigerians' belt. And a debut appearance at the age of 15 in the global event. And we will know later today which teams will be joining host nation Seychelles, the first African nation to ever stage the Beach Soccer World Cup. When those semi-finals take place, Usi on the charge, wins the corner. And Kumbula, the 24-year-old with Beach Eagles back home, yet to get off the mark of this tournament. Kajamu with the acrobatics. Good effort from Kajamu. Lovely goal from the striker, from the defender. He doubles Malawi's lead in spectacular style. The captain, well, he is leading from the front, Kajamu. And he beats Siddiqui from distance. Fine strike, fine goal, and Malawi are 2 goals to the good.
Massive strike from the defender, massive strike from the captain. This shows the quality in him, because you don't just put the captain armband just for sake of putting it on. He has given them 2 goals lead right now, and this is what you want from your leader. This is what you want from your captain. It doesn't even matter the position you play. As long as this is beach soccer, we just need you to show that quality, and this is what Kajamu has been doing so far.
Salam Rashidi on the pitch for Malawi. You can have rolling substitutes in beach soccer. Players can take themselves off at any time. They don't have to wait for a break in play. All they have to observe is the correct protocol in leaving the pitch. They have to leave the pitch before their substitute comes on, and officials are very harsh on clamping down on that if it doesn't happen.
Exactly. The officials are ready, because we have 3 officials watching, so they need to be very, very vigilant.
The official today, by the way, Egypt's Ahmed Mohamed Abdelrahid L1 no foul. As Usi comes forward to his left foot. We've come to expect far better from the Nkopala man than that. But Malawi will be delighted with their start. Tanzania yet to really get going, just that one chance for Bausi. And other than that, they've failed to trouble this man, Bonongwe. Usi rides the challenge and then looks to play it into the middle, but he got his angles wrong and didn't find Frank Mwene Lupembe. Yeah,
he really needed to watch well before passing that ball, but so far so good. He has been instrumental in the team. And talking about the Tanzanians, they need to understand this is beach soccer. For you to get a goal in a beach soccer game, you have to play it in a beach soccer way. Passing the ball on this sandy surface on the ground would be a little bit difficult. So sometimes you need to improvise, and improvising means playing the ball on the air. It is more easier that way for you.
Well, we talked about the goals in the Malawian team. The top scorer for Tanzania with 3 apiece are the skipper and coach Jaruf Juma. Also Stefano Mapunda, who wears 8 for Tanzania. And then 3 others have weighed in with goals. Bausi, Ismail Gambo and Yakub Nassor Alofi. And it's Salum, the 17-year-old, who's currently down on the ground, turns 18 next month, but playing in this sort of competition at the age of 17, as we see the sights here in Hurghada, a very popular holiday destination. Sun all round, a beautiful setting for this beach soccer Nations Cup, and the holiday makers, well, everybody's allowed into this arena for free. And we've seen some a smattering of fans coming in and enjoying it and waving the flags of the African nations. And it's not a bad offer to just break up your holiday just to take in a bit of top-level African beach soccer.
Yeah, beach soccer is always fun. The environment is always fun to be. The serenity around there is a place like a place you would love to be. And watching beach soccer, a game that might not be so popular in your country or region, is something you would want to do. And I think the fans are trooping in right now to have the fun of their life.
Well, Salum is off the pitch, and the foul that came in on him has resulted in a penalty to Tanzania, which will give Jaruf the chance to halve the deficit and get Tanzania on the board as we come towards the end of this third period. Jaruf to bring Tanzania back into it. No mistake from the captain and player coach. Drills it into the back of the net. He has his fourth of the tournament, and crucially, he's given his side a step back into this game.
Yeah, a very, very crucial goal for the team. A very, very crucial goal for Jaruf because being the captain of a team, being the coach, being the star player, you need to always stand up when your team are not playing to expectation or what you really want. So it's a good one for them, for him to have scored that goal right now, reducing the deficits to 1.
Can Malawi bounce back instantly? Usi just plays it into Kajamu. That's nicely worked, but he just couldn't get a connection on it. The number 4 and captain for Malawi, Bonongwe. Back out to Usi. Mwene Lupembe. And Biliati, Martin Biliati is on the pitch, the 29-year-old defender, with Nyasa back home. And then Bonongwe's effort for just causing a moment of panic from Siddiqui, the 35-year-old Tanzanian goalkeeper. Got injured in the first game against Morocco, had to be replaced. Was fit enough to come back to play against Egypt, and possibly wished he hadn't, given the 9 goals that they conceded. They conceded 9 against Egypt, Tanzania, 10 against Ghana. And that's not their worst result of these championships, because they were beaten 12-2 by Senegal in 2018. Some scorelines that Tanzania won't really want to reflect on, but they may forget them if they can get a first win today.
Yeah, it will be very, very important for them to get that win, because that win would really boost their morale. Because I made some research and I understand that most of the Tanzanian players, this happens to be their first tournament, and so far so good. They've gotten some level of exposure from here. They've gotten some level of maturity. They should be able to try to pick positives from their experience here.
They should indeed. Jaref cannot control it. Stewart Theodori cannot keep it in play. Bousy on the sidelines waiting to come on as Kajamu just plays it back to Bononga, and he'll get it back. The man who's got both goals for Malawi, Kajamu. Little feint onto his right foot, good drive as well. And that whistle past the left-hand post. Looking for a hat-trick, of course, Kajamu. And that was a good effort.
Very, very good effort from him, and just like it is always very, very obvious that goals gives you confidence, and that confidence has given him that that mindset to be able to get more goals. If you get 2 goals in 2 minutes, you should be able to want to get more, and that is what those goals has given the captain of the Malawians right now.
Well, Kajamu and Usi play together at Nkopola back home in Malawi. And as their 2 best players here, they must be a fearsome unit back home. Siddiqui looking into Gambo. Biliati will just make sure that goes behind. It's the final 2 minutes of the period. Bonongwe. Usi, we've not seen the best of him so far. Biliati on the volley. No real connection. And Gambo. And he was looking to play it into Stewart, didn't find him. Bonongwe comes out to gather. Kajamu. The referee has spotted an infringement. Not happy. And this will be a hit from the centre circle.
Yeah, that's another opportunity for Tanzania, and we all know Jaruf he scored a similar goal in the first match, and I think he's gotten another opportunity to draw level, and it would be a good one if he can draw level at this point going into the end of the first quarter.
A worried look on the face of Willie Kumilambe, who led Malawi at their first tournament 2 years ago. After his side started in such promising fashion, will they go in at the end of the first period level pegging? And it's Jaruf, the dead ball specialist, the leading player for his side, well over 50 caps for Tanzania, the 29-year-old. Can he bring his side level? Drives at goal, but drives high, and it sails over, and gives a thumbs up, and Malawi stay ahead.
Yeah, that was a little bit too high, but so far so good. Good one for him. He has been standing up when the team has been down.
He has indeed. As steered, Dory Stewart trying to play it into the middle. Usi, Gambo. Little bit of intensity as we approach the final minute or so of this 7th place playoff. Kijamu. Nkumbula. Kijamu again. And just gets it back to Benongwe under pressure from Bausi. Stewart. Siddiqui, well, he's got men to aim up front. He's found Bausi. Tanzania getting men forward. And they might be a little bit caught out here. Nkumbula into Kijamu. And Stefano Mapunda is on. And Bausi just overruns that. Kijamu still down on the floor. The Malawian skipper. Play goes on. Mapunda. 3 goals already for the 28-year-old. It'll be a Tanzanian ball, and they've got to get on and take this quickly if they want to do something at the end of that first period, because just seconds remain. Here is Stewart, headed away by Usi, and that'll be that for the first period. And Malawi lead by 2 goals to 1. They held on to their narrow lead after going 2 goals clear. Jaruf reducing the deficit. Your thoughts on that opening period?
Yeah, it's been a good one for the Malawians. They've tried as much as possible, and in a beach soccer game, you try as much as possible to always be ahead, and this is what the Malawians they've done right now. So far, so good. The Tanzanians they haven't been able to get into the rhythm, but they've with the help of their captain, their Superman, they've been able to reduce the deficit by 1, and it's still a long time for us to play, because we still have 2 quarters left in the game. Those 2 quarters your joints, and your thigh, because in a beach soccer game you continue running, and that affects your thighs so much. I'll use myself as an example. Whenever I finish playing beach soccer, either a tournament or anything, if I get back to my club, my regular football club, in the next 2 months I am still very, very fit.
Okay.
Because that fitness that I have gotten from the beach soccer matches would really help me for like 2-3 months. So all the players right now, their thighs are already high. That is why I always recommend ice baths for all players.
Thank you very much, Abu Aziz, giving us his unique insight on beach soccer on the continent, a legend of the game here. Abu Aziz, as we await the start of the second period. Malawi trying to achieve something they've never done before. Usi with the strike behind for a corner, which Nkumbula will come over to take. Usi can't turn that in. Nkumbula again, number 7 for Malawi. And he's not going to score from there. And he got 1 goal at the last Nations Cup in 2022. Didoblen and Nkumbula against Uganda in the playoff, that time for 5th. Today for 7th. Siddiqui looking for Sood. Nice skills from Sood, and that deflects off the back of Nkumbula for a corner for Tanzania. Played 8, lost 8 is their record at this tournament, and that's not going to help them from Sood. He got that horribly wrong. Yeah,
at the moment you need to try as much as possible to understand your aim and objectives, and losing the ball that way would surely affect your team. Yes, you're looking for a goal, but you still need to be very, very vigilant with those kicks.
You've got to keep the pressure on, keep knocking on the door. Usi scrapping with Stewart. He plays it back to Siddiqui. Gambo with the drive, always rising, always off target. Benongwe. Well, we've yet to see Usi get amongst the goals, which is something of a surprise given his 4 against Mauritania. Shock team of the tournament. Bausi. Oh, he had eyes in the back of the head as he tried to find Sood.
Yeah, the Tanzanian side, they need to upgrade, they need to tweak how they play, because one of the strengths they are having right now is Usi, that happens to be a big striker. He's been there with his hold-up play, so what they just need to do right now is continue building up and set the ball to Bausi, that gives the ball to somebody that is running behind to get the goal. So this is what they just need to do if they want to get back into this game.
Little combinations needed. Often far easier in beach soccer to play the ball in the air, so you can predict where the ball will go, unlike when it bounces on the sand, at which point it can go in any direction. Siddiqui with the strike, punched away by Benongwe. Well, we've seen goalkeepers score at this tournament, but neither of these two on the pitch have done. Siddiqui trying to change that now. Comfortable save for Benongwe, the 29-year-old. Another with Beach Eagles as Kajamu goes for the spectacular. Almost connected with Gambo rather than the ball. Bausi into Sood. He can hit them, and he's won the side of corner.
Yeah, he's been a good player with his hold-up play. They just need those second runs, that would have really helped them going into the game.
And Tanzania bring it level, and Bausi, the man, his 2nd goal of the tournament, and they were 2 goals down, Tanzania, and they brought it back to 2-2. And Malawi, well, they can raise their game undoubtedly, but that will be a real fillip for Tanzania and give them a bit of belief.
Yeah, his presence up front has been so good in this particular encounter. He's been there with the older play, and finally he's gotten his well-deserved goal. So he's been doing well for them in this game, and looking at how he missed their last group game due to accumulated fouls. Coming back into this encounter, he's been massive, and so far so good. He has gotten the well-deserved equalizer for them.
He was on the ball again, Bausi. Kajamu still coming forward. Well played by Sood. Got Bouncy ahead of him, but he just can't find him. Real contest on now. Lovely ball that from Usi into Kajamu. Good goalkeeping from Siddiqui. And a meeting of the two players, and the decision has gone Tanzania's way.
Yeah, that's a free kick against Malawi, and it's a well decision by the referee.
A nice layoff from Usi. And the two Tanzanian defenders straying forward, as Abu Aziz will tell you. What's important in beach soccer is to be able to play in any position so that you're ready when called up. If you find yourself at the far end of the pitch, stay there.
Yeah, that is the best way to play beach soccer. Beach soccer doesn't have to have a natural position. Anywhere you find yourself should automatically become your position, because you need to be very, very you don't have to you need to be you don't have to be static when playing beach soccer. Wherever the ball moves you to, just make sure you play it as it is. Play it as that is your personal or normal position.
The Dutch side of the 1970s, famous for their total football, with more than approve. And takes it short, Siddiqui. Jaruf, who started the Tanzanian comeback. Lasteni. Benongwe. It's not too far over. And the Beach Eagles goalkeeper, Siddiqui. Up to Jaruf. Jaruf with the overhead. Good save from Benongwe. Sood then looking forward, and good luck who's come on, can't get a touch.
Yeah, that's the beauty of beach soccer, the acrobatic kicks. It's very, very important. One of the rules in beach soccer happen to be when a player tries to.
Well, he stopped Abu Aziz, because that's a lovely goal from Tanzania, who's come from behind to lead. Lovely layoff from Good Luck. And Jaruf with his second of the game into the top corner. Beautifully worked goal. And Tanzania, well, what a comeback this is.
Yeah, that is the essence of link-up play, and it's so important when your players get those connections right.
And you were saying just a moment ago, just talk us through the overhead kick, because players have to be given space to do it.
Yeah, one of the rules in a beach soccer game is when a player is ready to do those acrobatic kick, you don't have to distract the player. Distraction in an attempt to make this acrobatic kick is a free kick against you. So you need to be very, very careful when defending a player attempting an acrobatic kick.
Yep, you can't, as a defender, try and come forward and nick the ball when it goes up in the air, as Tanzania try and find a fourth. You have to give the player who's executing the overhead kick time and space to do it, given, as you say, it is such a key component of the game.
Exactly, because it is the beauty of the game, and the beauty of the game, we need people to exhibit what they want to do. We need people to have fun with that acrobatic kick, and you have no right to distract that player from getting that happiness, and that happiness is the acrobatic kick.
Usi with the third for Malawi, brings them level, his first of the game, belatedly so. His seventh of the tournament. Sanjam Usi, look at the celebration. Hit it hard, hit it low, and it just whistled into the back of the net. And Malawi and Tanzania have shared 6 goals, and what a game this is turning out to be. Yeah,
the technique of playing free kicks in beach soccer is try as much as possible to hit it in front of the stand. That is an half goal in beach soccer game. But I am so impressed with the performance of Usi so far in this tournament. 4 goals, 4 matches, and 7 goals so far, and he's still counting. And I think he might still get another goal. For a defender that is on the highest goal scorer score sheet, it is an amazing performance so far from him.
Well, only one player has more goals at this tournament. That's Alexander Adjei of Ghana, who's got 8 in his 3 games so far. Not bad for a player who came into the tournament not fully fit. And he's described as only being at 80% by the time Ghana played their second game. Usi, this man, has got 7. Lasteni. Benongwe, nice skills from him, drives it forward, cuts out, almost found its way to Yakub, who's come on, the 33-year-old forward for Tanzania. Sood, the acrobatics, he was winding it up, and Kumbula didn't get the angles right, but it was a big wind up.
Yeah, that was a good attempt for him. He just needs to understand the angle where he plays the acrobatic from.
Yakub for Tanzania, dispossessed by Usi. Gambo shows good strength to take it off the toes of his opponent, and Yakub doesn't get that right, and Malawi will come forward again. And Kumbula does well to scamper across the pitch to cover the ground, holding onto it. Back to Lasteni. Usi in a little bit of space over on this right-hand side. Found. And he'll strike a goal, and it cannons off Gambo, and it'll be Malawi's ball.
It's so good to see that Usi plays basically at least 30 minutes or 30, more than 30 minutes in the entire duration, and he continues with that same energy. So you could understand the energy, the confidence in him, the strength in him. I think he's a very, very good player.
I think you would love to have him in your dream
2024
Beach Soccer Nations Cup five-a-side.
Every time I love players like this. They give you so much confidence because in a beach soccer team, in a beach soccer matches like this, you as a striker, you don't have every time to score those goals, so you need defenders that would always complement your efforts.
Malawi ranked 8th on the continent of Africa, Tanzania 5th. And as I said earlier, both these sides looking for their first ever victory in this competition. And at the moment, we're no closer as we enter the final half of the game to knowing who it will be who gets it. Usi with the strike, straight to Gambo. Well, the goalkeeper is down on the ground. Bonongwe for Malawi. And Gambo, well, he found the back of the net, but that's not going to count.
Yeah, it's not going to count. This is a beach soccer game, and we always demand for fair play. And if the goalkeeper is down, we expect the fair play from both teams. And this is what the referee has notified both teams, and it's a good one for us to see that the goalkeeper would be back, and for us to continue watching a good beach soccer game.
Well, he's impressed with Bonongwe throughout this competition, particularly in the first game against Mozambique, beaten by a goal right at the death by the Mozambican captain Rashid Smith, which left the 29-year-old Bonongwe in tears in the dressing room after the game. That's what it means to some of these players. He's just getting some water on the face to get rid of the sand. He's coming off, and on comes Eddie Jamu, who got his first action of the tournament in Malawi's second game against Senegal.
Yeah, so far so good. I have noticed two goalkeepers in this tournament that they have been very, very good with their hands catching the ball. But for goalkeepers in beach soccer games, there are more to catching the ball. We need you to know how to use both legs. We also need you to know how to serve the ball well to your strikers. You can see the Egyptian goalkeeper Hassan. He has gotten at least 3-4 assists. This is one aspect that the goalkeepers in beach soccer needs to understand and learn to add to their game. It is very, very paramount.
Yeah, we're not really seeing that so much in today's game. The ball sort of from the goalkeeper, basically almost a strike on goal, trying to get a little flick off an attacking player to deflect into the goal. Sometimes, of course, the goalkeeper's just going for goal themselves. But we've yet to see that really from either side here today. Forward and just forcing the save from Siddiqui. It was Toko Kamanga, the 28-year-old for Malawi, angling his header on goal. Siddiqui taking no chances. And this corner has to be taken from the far side. And it goes to Usi, tipped over by Siddiqui. Usi looking for his second, looking to restore Malawi's lead. They led by 2-0 in the first period. And then they trailed earlier in this middle second period before Usi brought them level. That'll be cleared away by Gambo.
You're talking about goalkeepers with their service. One of my most memorable goals would be in 2011, Nigeria versus Brazil in Lagos, Copa Lagos. I was coming off the substitute bench to enter the pitch, and our goalkeeper held the ball. He noticed me, I was coming in, and just one serve. And I noticed that the goalkeeper was outside, just one heading. And that is the goal. So the goalkeepers, they need to be very, very vigilant. They need to understand where their players are at the moment, and just one throw can get you a goal. It could also get you a win.
It certainly can. Gambo for Tanzania. Kamanga. Usi. He can strike them, but he's just not got his radar correct today.
Yeah, that accuracy for now isn't coming up, but so far you can see he has played every part of the game so far, and it's a good one for him. You would understand his energy level, his physical fitness has been impressive so far.
It really has been. Sadram Usi, key man for Malawi. Balsi. Still he battles for the ball. Abdul Rahim Balsi, the 25-year-old forward. Chance here for Biliati. Spills. No, he can't take it. Ibrahim Saeed, the 23-year-old who's come on. As we see Usi thrashing one over. Jaruf back on for Tanzania and instantly involved in the action. Stewart. Going for the acrobatics, Stewart. And they just bounce between the goalkeeper and Jaruf, and it stays Tanzania 3, Malawi 3.
Yeah, that was a good link-up play between Jaruf and Stewart. You could see the link-up play between them, and that almost resulted into a goal. This is more things that the Tanzanians need to be doing. That would make the game easier for them, and that would make them get some more goals.
Jaruf doesn't get the connection he wants. Mwene Lupembe. Bonongwe back to the number 9 for Malawi. Getting his head up, but only straight into Jaruf. Saeed back to Mwene Lupembe. Can he get his shot away? He can't. And Siddiqui will bring it forward, still looking for his first goal of the tournament. Mwene Lupembe. Salum is just forced wide by the goalkeeper Jamu. And the opportunity comes to naught for Tanzania again. Mwene Lupembe. Usi. Up to Saeed, but he didn't read the pass. To the final minute we go.
Yeah, it is always very, very important for a coach to understand his players' body language. It is always very, very important for a player, for a coach to also know how to manage the game. We've seen Usi played 3 games so far, and this happened to be his 4th game. Sometimes when a player isn't performing to expectation as you wanted, it is very, very important to just give him that little breather. That little breather you give him, it could give him that much energy to come back into the game bigger, better, and stronger. So a player like Usi at the moment should have at least gotten some breather.
But he hasn't, possibly being overworked in the eyes of former Nigeria international Abu Aziz, as Siddiqui gets the touch to turn that effort not the best from Usi around. And there won't be time to take the play because the buzzer goes, and we've got 1 period left and nothing to separate the sides now. We will have extra time and penalties if this game ends in a draw, not just because it's a knockout phase, but because in beach soccer you can't have any draws. Your thoughts on that period?
Yeah, it's a good fight back from the Tanzanians because they were losing 2-1. They came back into the second round, and they've been doing so well for themselves. More thanks to the team, not just Jaruf. He has already gotten 2 goals today, but their composure in this second round happened to be a little bit better than the first round. So far, so good. They've gotten an equalizer right now.
Well, there is the Jaruf Juma goal that made it 2-1 towards the end of the first period.
All right, are you guys ready? Wait till I say
Into
go.
the second,
All right, let's count them down.
we went,
And 3, 2,
and it was Abdul
1,
Rahim
go!
Balsi who brought Tanzania level, coming back from 2-0 down. Look at the smile. Nice celebration from the 25-year-old. And then Jaruf gave Tanzania the lead for the only time in the game. Nicely so far, nicely found by Goodluck. Lovely layoff, unerring finish on his weaker foot from the Tanzanian player coach. And then drilled in from Sandram Usi for his 7th of the tournament. Nice celebration too, and Usi couldn't give Malawi the lead again, meaning at the end of the second period, it is Tanzania 3, Malawi 3.
Yeah, at the moment, this is where your mental toughness comes in. This is where your mindset comes in. This is where winning mentality also comes in. We need the the players from both teams at the moment to understand that winning this game happens to be in just 12 minutes, and both teams needs this winning so much. It would really go well for them in when they are preparing for other tournaments. Just 12 minutes more to round up this game, and that win is what both teams want. And this is where we need individual brilliance from both teams. We need individual experience. We need maturity to be able to get that win.
We do indeed. Will we see it? Malawi ranked below. Tanzania 16 places in the global rankings, 63rd. The 47th of Tanzania. And worth stressing once again that one of these sides is going to win for the first time today. Will it be Malawi? In the sport relatively unknown back home, says their coach Kumilambe. Mainly played, funnily enough, around Lake Malawi, given the country is landlocked. Lots of regional leagues all around the lake. The FA started those leagues early in the season in order to get the players match fit for this competition. Can they sign off in the way that they ideally would want to do? So Kajamu, who we didn't see too much of, 2 goals in the first period, barely played in the second, but he's on now, and he's forward to Usi. He's just simply not off the pitch. He's a fitness machine.
Exactly. His fitness level is very incredible, and I think I salute that for him.
Palsi trying to find his second of the game. Mwene Lupembe round the corner, up towards Usi, just didn't get the touch. Jarif does, but it's a decision that has gone Malawi's way crucially, instantly. Usi picks the ball up, and he will drive at goal, and this is fairly central, and we know that he can absolutely heat them, and he's already scored 1 from a free kick in this game. Can he give Malawi the lead for the first time since Tanzania pulled it back after 16 minutes of this match? This not just to give Malawi the lead, but to go joint top scorer of the tournament as well. Saved well by Siddiqui. Back it comes to Usi, who doesn't miss the second chance. And Malawi are ahead again. And it's that man, Usi, again. We were waiting for him to come into the game. He has now.
He's a massive player, an incredible player. For a defender that has gotten 8 goals so far in this tournament, that's a massive achievement, and I think he would, if he continues this way, he would become a beach soccer legend in Africa, because right now we have seen lots from him, and I think he is one player that I need to always look forward to in tournaments coming up.
There is no doubting the love of Abu Aziz for Sandram Usi. He is a lethal weapon, the Malawian. A man who is on fire for the Flames. And he's just seeing that Nkumbula is okay. Well, it's been topsy-turvy. Malawi led early on, Tanzania then led, and now it's Malawi again. We don't always see these seesaw games, certainly not at this competition so far, so nice to have one where the lead is constantly changing hands. Benongwe to Kajamu. Going for the overhead again, Kajamu. And Siddiqui just kept his eyes on that as it bounced high. Palsi had a gaping net to aim for. Kajamu, Benongwe. Lasteni. Well, Lasteni yet to score. And that remains the case for the 27-year-old defender. Siddiqui. Usi. He's overhit that towards Nkumbula.
You're a massive player so far. He has gotten 26 minutes in this game so far, and that is where you need to salute his fitness level. You need to salute his physical mentality has been incredible. And for a player to have gotten 2 goals in this particular match, you would know how good he is, how important he is to the team.
Jaruf for Tanzania, floats it in, up goes Bausi. And he just can't guide the header inside the far post. Took a little touch on its way behind. And Jaruf will come over to this near side to try again. Man appointed by a coach earlier in the year in March. Swings it in. Usi with the header. And Tanzania will have to build from the back. Salum. Siddiqui. Just the one to aim at. And he didn't find Bausi, and Bausi just looked a little bit disconsolate as that blazed wide from Siddiqui.
Yeah, he needs to be very, very calm when playing it that way, because we are in the final quarter of the game and you need to be very, very careful losing the ball. Losing the ball gives the opponents more strength and energy.
Lovely little play from Salom. Well, he had done the hard part surely to make the space, and then he chose to pass when he could have shot. Here he is again, Salom. Bausi just behind Jaruf. He's had to come to his left foot. He would have swung at it. He's going to try again, just trying to lob it over Bonongwe, but meat and drink for the Malawian keeper. Usi to Kajamu. We know how dangerous Kajamu can be. Good goalkeeping from Siddiqui, his face covered in sand. Salom for Tanzania, trying to bring them back into the game again. And this time it's Bonongwe who's down on the ground, again getting a little stretched. Kajamu, nice first touch from him. And then he played it blind, and then he played it straight to Good Luck. Charges forward, fresh legs off the bench. Deflection off Usi, corner.
Usi is he is the player that scores the goals for them, and he happens to be a massive defender as well. So you can see he's a all-rounder for the Malawians. He doesn't even get tired. I would be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised when the doctors call him for a test, because he has been instrumental.
He seems to have an excellent mentality as well. Usi really enjoys the game. Nice little play here from Tanzania, but Bausi denied by the on-rushing Justine Bonongwe.
Yeah, Bonongwe has been a very, very good goalkeeper for the Malawians. He is one unsung hero for them. Apart from Usi getting the goals and Kajamu also defending and getting the goals for them. Bonongwe happens to be one player that they should also bank on. They should also build their team on.
Well, they arrived in Malawi dreaming of becoming the first Flame side to reach the Beach Soccer World Cup, which their coach said would boost the sport's popularity and inspire the next generation. There he is, Kumilambe. It's not quite happened the way he wanted. So they're just 8 minutes away from their first win as the holiday makers enjoy the Red Sea, blissfully unaware of what is happening in this stadium. Some of them just a few hundred yards away. Well, Bonongwe is the man who's going to take the kick. And the player fouled is the one who has to take the free kick in beach soccer unless he's injured. And this would be an opportune time for Bonongwe to open his account, but no real belief. More of a goal kick.
Yeah, that's
a striker goal.
Those are the places I needed the new goalkeepers to work on. You as a goalkeeper, your strength shouldn't be just in catching the balls. You should also be intelligent in learning how to kick the ball. It is always very, very important. And this is where a goalkeeper like Bonongwe, Derek, they need to work on. They are good goalkeepers with their hands, but in beach soccer, you need to get more qualities up there, so you should be able to contest as a top goalkeeper in beach soccer.
Yeah, it's certainly something he can add to his game. Bonongwe, an offensive threat. He's good defensively. It's Abdul Rahim Bausi, who's down on the ground. As the Tanzanian bench look on, waiting to make some changes as well, and Bausi just gingerly hobbles off, strapping on that left foot. I'm sure the players don't mind having a little bit of a breather. Here comes Ngumbula looking for Usi. Salom, Good Luck. Jaruf back into Good Luck. The overhead from Good Luck, and the overhead just goes wide of the right-hand post.
Yeah, that's a good try from him. He just needs to be more clinical. He needs to know the right angle to get those balls.
Salem into Jaruf, looking to make it 3. He's in his 3rd of the game, and full Tanzania level. Usi out wide, Siddiqui out of goal. He's got to hurry up if he's going to beat the goal. Oh, he can't, he hits the crossbar. Spectacular from Usi. And Kamanga couldn't profit from the rebound. And it stays as just a goal advantage as Jaruf at the other end. Tries his luck. Lovely strike from Usi.
Yeah, if the Malawians had gotten into the finals of this tournament, he would have gotten a shout for player of the tournament, because he's been everywhere, and this is what you need from your star player. And one thing I understand about beach soccer, regular football, is you don't just wear number 10 jersey for the sake of wearing it. You have to show you are classy, and so far so good. Usi has been a class for the Malawians.
He certainly has been. Strike on the turn from Good Luck. Just over. And here is Usi, who's earned the plaudits of Abu Aziz, the former Nigeria international. Played for the Super Sand Eagles from 2009 to 2019. Strike at goal from Bonongwe, but once again, that's definitely something, as we've been saying, that he can work on.
Yeah, he just has to work on it. If he can work on those kicks and services, I think he would get to that level of being a top goalkeeper in beach soccer.
He's got some nice skills, Salum. He's just trying to work it round Usi, round the corner, to give himself a chance of hitting a goal, which Siddiqui does. Oh, it just flashed across the face of Jaruf. A little touch there on his head. Could have made that Tanzania 4, Malawi 4.
Yes, Salun, he has been giving me some good vibes of skills in this particular game. I've been enjoying him, but he just needs to try as much as possible to make it as quick as possible for him to be more progressive in those skills. And it's a good one for a team, because in a game of beach soccer, skills are always allowed. These are the things we need, but it needs to be a very, very progressive one for us to get goals.
Siddiqui drives forward. Bonongwe gathers, yeah. He's got some nice little flicks. Salum, you've not necessarily seen them before today, but he's pulling them out now. Siddiqui is face covered in sand. Unbothered. Occupational hazard of the game. Jaruf goes down, and Malawian players turn in frustration. A push on Jaruf, and an opportunity for Tanzania, for their key man, to possibly make it 4-4 with just under 5 minutes in the final period.
Yeah, this is where we get experience, and experience would always count in a beach soccer game, and this is where Jaruf is coming in. He understands that players are already getting tired, and players need somebody to lean on to get their balance, and this is where he has gotten that good free kick from in a very, very good position. And we all know how he shoots. He's a very, very good shooter from that position, so I expect him to at least convert that chance and bring his team back.
As we see Usi's stunning overhead kick that was unlucky not to go in, but it's at the other end that the focus really is now. Jaruf with a chance to bring Tanzania level, drives at goal, finds the back of the net, and it is 4-4. And Jaruf has his hat-trick and has his 6th of the tournament. And the player, coach and captain leading by example once again. And just over 4 minutes to go, and Malawi are going to have to do it all over again. Tanzania refusing to lie down.
Yeah, so far so good. Jaruf, he has done his role. He has played his role as the captain. He has played his role as the coach. He has played his role as a team player. He has gotten his well-deserved hat-trick in this encounter, and we are still counting. He could still get some other goals because we still have 4 minutes to play. It all depends on his other player, a player like Mapunda. Mapunda hasn't shown enough in this particular encounter, and we need Mapunda to at least get the team 1 or 2 more goals in this encounter.
Usi with a strike blocked and then over the bar from him. He's still not left the pitch, which is rare in any game of beach soccer. Mapunda is on, but he's not going to be found there by Salum. Well, this could go all the way to penalties. Let's see. Really even at the present. Intriguing game. Mapunda with the header. Bouncy, who's back on. Recovered from that little knock. Salem round the corner. And that's an acrobatic clearance coming in from Biliati to take the ball off the head of Bouncy. Mapunda. As Abu Assi says, yet to really get in the game. And a little touch there, I thought, from Bonongwe, so did Bouncy, but no. It's Malawi's ball, and Usi's in a little bit of space, but the bounce didn't go his way. Mapunda inside to Bouncy. Really important challenge from Kijamu. And then Gambu's effort straight into Mwene Lupembe.
Yeah, Mapunda really needs to step up, and because this is the right time we need him, and his captain has already done so well for the team. We also need Bouncy to also do as much as possible to get into the game one more time, because they really need this win. This win would really show that they really came to this tournament not just to participate but to win. In their first game they did so well, but they couldn't get a win in that game. They really need to continue pushing hard to get a goal and to get a win in this game.
Good strike from Kijamu, but just a yard or so wide across the face of goal. Mapunda going to try the acrobatics, does indeed, and forces another good save from Bonongwe. He read it all the way. Mwene Lupembe, as said before, yet to get amongst the goals. This would be a really good time to do so. It's going to come to Mwene Lupembe, blocked by Siddiqui into Usi. Usi off the line. Still they come forward. Oh, he's missed that, Kijamu. Well, it was Gambo who blocked the shot. And no time to draw breath because Tanzania go up the other end. But that was so close to Malawi making it 5.
So close. They had this opportunity to have capitalized on the errors from the Tanzanian side, but unfortunately they couldn't get that goal. And one thing about beach soccer is every chance counts, every opportunity counts. You need to make it work for you, and if you don't capitalize on those chances, you might pay dearly for it, and this might be what they might regret later in the game.
Well, Mapunda is off. So to good luck, so to Jaruf, as Tanzania, Siddiqui still covered in sand, strikeout goal headed away by Lasteni. Kijamu, Mwene Lupembe looking for Usi, doesn't find him. Stewart charging forward with real intent, but the strike didn't match the drive.
Yeah, in those final third, that is where you need to be more calm, more composed, because it is always very important to be composed in front of goal, and that is when and where you get your goals. Stewart really did well in taking that ball from his half into the opponent's half, but he was so in hurry, and he lost that goal. He needs to be more calm whenever in positions like that.
So a free kick going Tanzania's way. Bouncy comes off, and Jaruf slowly walks on to the field for the final 2 minutes of regulation time. Will we be going to extra time? Stewart hoping not. Bonongwe with the strike. Lasteni with the clearance after the block from the Malawian keeper. Sood back on the field. Another who's yet to score in this tournament, which surprises me because he's certainly got the ability. Sood. Usi, not a problem for him. Kijamu didn't get that right, and here is Sood at the back for Tanzania, flicking it up and trying his luck from distance. Bonongwe punches it away towards the halfway line. Yeah,
that's a good attempt from him, because he hasn't gotten a goal, and for a player wearing jersey number 9, he needs to try everything possible to at least get one goal. It would be very vital for him and for his team.
Juma to Mwene Lupembe off the face of Siddiqui. Well, he didn't know much about it because of the deflection up off the sand, and it hit the forehead and goes behind for a corner. And he's a lucky man, the goalkeeper, but equally, we do say, get any part of your body in the way, and he did exactly that. Kijamu into Lucy, misses it. Oh, Mwene Lupembe fails to hit the target in the final minute as well. Here he is again, the number 9 for Malawi, trying to play it out for Kijamu. Malawi missing chances, crucially so possibly. 40 seconds to go as Sood for Tanzania. Well, surely a goal now would win it. Siddiqui drives, and Bonongwe gets a punch on it again. Gambo And that's going to go behind for the corner.
Yeah.
It lacked power, but it deflected off the goalkeeper behind.
That was a good save from Bonongwe. He has been massive throughout this tournament.
Jaref with the corner. Just over 10 seconds to go. Takes it short. And they're going to get another corner as well. And there's no real urgency, but you might have thought they might like to do so because the clock is running down and the buzzer is going to go. And it has done, and we are heading into extra time. Well, a really entertaining game this has been. And well played, both Tanzania and Malawi.
Yeah,
third place playoff, and we still have no idea.
Yeah, a massive game for them because we need that bragging rights, and so far so good. We've seen individual brilliances, individual performances from players like Kajamu, Usi, and Jaruf. Jaruf so far has gotten a well-deserved hat-trick for his team, and he also inspired the comeback from the Tanzanian side. So he has already done well for himself. So we just need more 3 minutes to be able to get a winner in this encounter. It is important to get a win.
Well, that's how close Malawi were. Mwene Lupembe, the ball bouncing up a set off Sadiki's head. And then he missed the follow-up chance. And Benongwe bravely punching that one away under pressure. Well, it is neck and neck between these two sides. A little bit of time, and the Tanzanians the first to come back out as Malawi continue to receive instructions. This is one for the history books for these sides. And there'll be a little bit of nerves out there now as we go into extra time, because the next goal could be everything.
Very, very important. We have just 3 minutes to play, and in 3 minutes, it's about every time tickles, and you just need everything possible to be well composed when playing, because in as much as you are trying to get a goal, you still need to be very, very careful defending. It is always very, very important. So that 3 minutes happened to be a very, very vital one. Any team that scores first, they got an opportunity to be able to carry the day. It is very, very important to get that first goal.
Well, who will emerge on top? Malawi and Tanzania. Still nothing to separate these two teams. Jaref, he's already got 3. We've seen him score from kickoffs before this tournament. And is he going to strike a goal or play in one of the wide men? Sood. We wait the final 3 minutes for both these sides in terms of action on the field before the dreaded penalties. Here is Jaref. He plays it to Bausi on the volley, and that's a really good defensive header from Lasteni, coming at him at pace and no hesitation in getting his head to make the block. Sadiki whistles wide of Benongwe's goal. Yeah,
that's a good shot. He has been trying that for a long time, and this happened to be the first close one for him. He just needs to practice more on shooting that way. It could really, really help him and his team.
Well, he wasn't taking too many shots earlier in the game, Sadiki, but he is doing so now. The Tanzanian keeper, Jaref, goes clear of his opposite number and captain, but Kajamu recovers. There'll be some tired legs out there. Usi incredibly still on. There'll be 39 minutes of action on the sand. Kajamu strike a goal, and Kajamu, what a time to score a hat-trick. His first of the tournament to give Malawi a 5-4 lead in extra time, and is that the goal that will give Malawi their first ever win at the Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations?
Yeah, a very, very good goal for him and very vital for his team. And scoring in extra time, he needs to just understand that he has just 2 minutes more to defend this game. And with that 2 minutes, he could get the Man of the Match award. We've already gotten 2 players with hat-tricks in this game, but it is more likely for a player that won the game to get the Man of the Match award. So far so good. Kajamu has been extremely effective for the Malawians.
And now it's the turn of Tanzania's skipper, Jaref, to show what he's made of as a leader, because it is both the captains who have got the hat-tricks here. And I'm doing Jaref a disservice because, of course, he now has 4 goals, and it kicked up right in front of Benongwe. No chance for him.
A massive performance for Jaruf so far. He's gotten 4 goals in this game, and each time the Malawians come into the game, Jaruf tries as much as possible to bring his team back. This is what makes you a captain quality, a leader. He has been doing so far so good, an extremely good job for his team.
Well, now Jaruf joins this man Usi on 7 goals at the tournament. A reminder that the top scorer has 8. Ajay of Ghana, nicely played into Nkulumba by Usi, and then Bouncy gets it away. Good luck. He can't control it, Stewart. Nkulumba will pick it up again. The Beach Eagles player, less than 2 minutes to go. 2 goals already in the first few moments of this period of extra time. And we talked a little while back about the possibility of this match going to penalties, and it really is impressive to see the way in which both the captains of these sides are driving their teams forward.
So good. That's what makes you a leader. That's what makes you a captain. You don't just put the captain armband for the sake of putting it on. We want you to lead the team when everyone is going down. And so far so good. Jaruf and Kajamo, they've been doing so well for their teams, and they've gotten 3 and 4 goals respectively.
They do indeed. Well, Nkumbula thought he should have had a free kick there. Didn't come his way. Good luck, we'll try. And he won't trouble Benongwe. And we've got just over a minute for these sides to find a winner. Well, last time around, Malawi went to penalties in their 5th place playoff against Uganda, which they lost. Solid block from Kajamu to stop Good Luck. But still, their danger hasn't cleared. Oh, he can't keep it on target, Gambo. That was an opportunity at this late stage. Here it comes for oh, he's done it! Kajamu! Malawi 6, Tanzania 5. A 4th of the game for the Malawian skipper to equal the feats of his opponent, Jaruf. He is captain fantastic, Isaac Kajamu. And is that the goal that will give Malawi their first ever win in the Nations Cup drilled home?
That is a captain's goal. That is a captain's experience. That is the captain's exposure. Kajamu so far in this game has been exceptional, and he has carried the game as a personal battle for himself. So it's a good one for him. He has already gotten 4 goals, same as Jaruf, but so far so good. He has to make it count by trying to defend just 30 seconds of this encounter, and they've carried the day to win their first win of the tournament.
Well, can lightning strike twice for Jaruf? He lets fly, and this time it goes into the Malawian wall, as it were. And just over 30 seconds to go. Frantic last moments. Strike from Kumbula. Blazers wide. 25 seconds. Malawi on the brink of their own beach soccer Nations Cup history. It may not be finishing in the top 3 or anything like that. And Kumbula can seal it here for Malawi on the turn, but equally he can't just run down the clock. Scrapping. Jaruf will come forward. Kamanga. Fresh legs. 4, 3, 2, 1. And Malawi have done it, and their bench are up on their feet to celebrate. And the Flames of Malawi have won the 7th place playoff at the 2024 Beach Soccer Africa Cup of Nations by 6 goals to 5 against Tanzania to record their first ever win on their 2nd appearance, their debut in 2022. Huge smiles in the Flames delegation. What a display from their skipper, Isaac Kajamu, who just kept on scoring and refused to be beaten. Your thoughts, Abu Aziz, on a really, really entertaining game?
Yeah, I think this is what makes you a hero in different games you play. And a performance like this would never go unnoticed because you as the captain, wearing the captain armband, you need to lead your players on and off the field. Even when the opponents are trying to come back, you never give up, you continue fighting and making your team win. And in making your team win, you defend well, you attack well. This is what Kajamu has brought to the Malawian side. They've won, and they've won convincingly, and this happened to be a very, very good one for the Malawian beach soccer team. for Jaruf, I think this has been a very, very good tournament for him, scoring 7 goals in this tournament. He happens to be the shining light in the Tanzanian beach soccer team. I think he should be proud of himself, and he should be very, very happy to have gotten this kind of performance.
He certainly will be. So Isaac Kijamu ends the tournament with 6 goals. Jaruf ends the tournament with 7, and currently Sandram Usi, with his 2 goals today, is the joint top scorer of the tournament with Alexander Adjei. So confirmation that the first of today's games has ended in Malawi's favour. 6-5 victors over Tanzania, and they will go home as happy as they can be. As